Yeah. Hey, it's Mel. Happy Sunday. How are you? I hope you've had a phenomenal weekend wherever you're watching this from. And I'm going to ask you this question today. Can a human being change? Do you believe that a human being can change? In today's live stream, I'm not only going to prove to you that a human being can change, I'm going to give you a couple simple things that you can do if you really have something that you want to change, whether it's changing your personality, changing your mindset, changing how you show up in the world, changing how you treat yourself, changing your mental health. I profoundly believe that any human being can change. That's what I profoundly believe. I'm here with Christopher Robbins, my husband of 25 years. Chris, do you believe that a human being can change?
Yeah, I do. I think that...
That's new for you. What I'm going to do is just look straight ahead.
It is a...
I don't want you to look at the camera, just look straight ahead. Hi, everybody.
I don't know that I necessarily have always not believed you can change, but I'm not sure I've invested as much time and energy of late thinking about the level to which one can change. And of course, that's what's prompted this conversation, is just my brother and I talking about what our childhood was like, what we grew up with, what our dad was like. And
which was what?
He wasn't, he had a good sense of humor, but he wasn't real, like, vivacious and
he was not very loving. He was caught up in himself.
Yeah, he was definitely caught up in himself. And, like, he wasn't a stick in the mud, but he was a little down.
Okay, hold on a second. I love your dad, and your dad had OCD.
Definitely.
He was way more concerned about the house being in order than hanging out with you guys. And he was way more concerned about what he was working on and his friends than he was about you.
Yeah, true.
And you have used the words emotionally neglected.
Yes.
That your emotional needs were not met by your dad. And in your father's defense, in everybody's parents' defense, most of our parents did not have their own emotional needs met by your grandparents, so they have no idea what they're doing. Now, that doesn't make it right that you didn't have your needs met, or that you were abused, or that you were neglected, or abandoned, or whatever. But adults and human beings just repeat patterns of behavior that are modeled for them. And I think it's really important to put a stake in the ground and say, I 1,100% believe you can change, every human being can change, and you could be the one that actually breaks the patterns that have been handed down from generation after generation after generation in your family. So you have an opportunity to not only reclaim or claim your life as your own, and claim your personality as your own, and claim your future as your own, you also have the opportunity to break generational patterns of trauma and behavior and parenting styles and all of that stuff, addiction, based on conscious and deliberate choices, decision making, and most importantly, personal development. Right?
How important do you think it is? Like, to what depth do you need to go to understand the patterns of behaviors that you were exposed to or modeled to, in order to, like, first and foremost, how important is that before you then elect to make the changes that you...
I don't understand your question.
Meaning, like, how much do you study your own mother or father, for
I don't think you need to study them
You
at
don't?
all. At all. No. So, do you guys realize that you're always changing? That every cell in your body is brand new over the course of 7 years? That you can change the neural pathways in your brain in real time? You can change the filter in your mind in real time? you can, through practice, you can practice new behaviors and new responses to triggers. And this is so revolutionary. It's incredible. What if your environment is toxic? That's an excellent question. So if your environment is toxic, you need to do a couple things. I mean, it's super simple for people to go, you should just leave your environment. But if you're a minor and you're living in a toxic household, you might not be able to. If you need money and you're in a toxic work environment and you can't just quit because you won't be able to pay your bills.
Like half the time you don't even necessarily
Okay, well, I read about this in my new book. Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yes, you do know you're in a toxic. You want to know how you know? Oh, look at this car, guys. Hi. Look at him. Isn't that kind of cool? You want to know how you're in a toxic environment or relationship? It's very simple. Would you high five the person or boss that you work for? Authentically, would you high five them? Not high five them in the hopes that they like you, but would you high five the relationship or the job that you're in because you love it and you believe in it and you want to celebrate it? If the answer is no, you've basically got a couple choices. You can either change how you show up and hope it changes the dynamic, or you can make requests about what's not working and hope the person is motivated to change, or you can get the out. Like, that's it. Those are your three choices right there. There's no other choices. But Chris wanted to know, how do you actually know what's right for you, or what patterns? You don't need to study your parents. You need to get out a piece of paper and write down, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want it to feel like? You can literally take this moment and make this be a chapter that's ending, and then you can start to journal about, what do you want it to look like? And you don't have to know how to make it happen. One of the simple things that I think is very, very helpful for me anyway in figuring out where I want to go next is, who am I jealous of? Because jealousy is just blocked desire. It's impossible to be jealous of something that you don't authentically feel energetically connected to. Like, I'm not the least bit jealous of anybody who has a penthouse apartment in New York City. I don't want to live there right now. Not remotely jealous of that. But I'm very jealous of, people that have these beautiful homes in this super cool town that we rent a house in Rhode Island. Because I would love to have a house there. Jealousy is just blocked desire. It's a directional signal. But for those of you that are in a toxic environment, there's basically a couple steps to figuring out how to start breaking patterns. And it goes with self-awareness, everybody. And by the way, I have to tell you this. This is not what I was intending on talking about. But I would be stupid if I didn't tell you this. This is what my new book is all about. I don't even have a freaking copy of it to show you. Do I have a copy? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I am going to look. There's our dog. YOLO. Hi. Okay, let me see if I can find a copy of this book. I don't even think I have a copy of the book with me. I gave them all away. Okay, the high five habit is all about this, because it's all about gaining self-awareness and building a new pattern of supporting, empowering, and celebrating yourself. And one of the tools in the high five habit book, it's on sale right now. It comes out officially, September 28th. But one of the coolest tools in the high five habit is learning how to high five your heart. Okay? How to high five your heart. Now, why do you want to know how to do this? Because learning how to settle your nervous system is one of the most powerful things you could possibly do. You see, most of the patterns of behavior that you are repeating over and over and over and over again are patterns of behavior. Look at that hawk. Oh, cool. This hawk just picked something up, probably a little field mouse, and took off on the side of the highway. When you put your hands on your heart, Chris is laughing at me.
You're a naturalist and a motivator.
I'm a naturalist, a motivator, a little motorcycle appreciator. I am a life enthusiast. I high five life, man. Do you feel the energy that I am putting out there? Do you feel that? That is what I call a high five attitude. You want to live a high five life, you got to do a couple things, everyone. First of all, you got to learn how to calm your nervous system down, because if you are constantly on edge, you will be triggered all the time. If your nervous system is riled up, if you start your every day feeling anxious, if your kids are feeling anxious every day, if you live your life waiting for the next shoe to drop, hell, you may be hearing me say this going, I've never not lived my life like that. I have been on edge since I was a kid because my parents were nuts, or my dad was abusive, or my mom was a drunk, or my one parent was violent, or the other one was an alcoholic. I couldn't, there's no predictability in the house I grew up in. If that's you, you will forever feel at any moment that you could get hijacked by your emotions. Period. And so one of the most powerful tools in this book is called high-fiving your heart. And you put your hands right on, I put it on the center of my chest because I got big mitts, right? Take a deep breath. Do this with me. Put your hand on your chest. Right in his, I see people doing this. Older sibling abuse. Right? Right? Yes. If that's what's going on for you, then you need to start high-fiving your heart, which is a way to switch your nervous system from a state of being on edge to a state of being calm. To go from your sympathetic nervous system, which is the on-edge nervous system, to your parasympathetic nervous system. Yep, I'm going to drop some science here for free in this live stream. Here's how you're going to do it. You're going to tone your vagus nerve. Now, your vagus nerve is the key to switching between your sympathetic and your parasympathetic. And you want to know how to do that. You want to know how to go from being on edge to being calm and grounded in your body. I call this body confidence. It's being comfortable in your own skin. It's being able to be in control of your reaction. So put your hand on the center of your chest. Do it with me. We're going to take a deep breath. You ready? Elise, I heard you. I just saw you type, Elise, that you're always on edge. Take a deep breath. Blow it out. Okay, good. Now you're going to just say these words with me. You ready, everybody? I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm loved. What is the book? The book is The High Five Habit. Get it right now. I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm loved. Repeat it once. Repeat it 13 times. Repeat it 57 times. Repeat it until you feel yourself come back into your body, until you feel your nervous system slow down and exhale. And this is a simple, free tool backed by science that will help you train your nervous system to go from feeling on edge to feeling okay. And the reason why this is important is because when you're on edge, do you notice how my voice just went, oh, there we go. Yep, I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm loved. Go ahead, everybody, and type that into the comments as you put your I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm loved. And, look, if you got, yes, of course I read the audiobook, everybody. Absolutely did I read that audiobook. You better believe I did. It is 8 hours, and it is the most inspiring, motivating. I bawl my eyes out throughout it. I'm like screaming at you because I have so much passion that I want you to heal yourself. I want you to be happy and healthy. I want you to get the confidence that you deserve. Why are you smiling like that?
What do you do if you genuinely don't feel safe or loved?
Oh, great question. What do you do? How many of you do not feel safe, okay, or loved?
Like, how do you generate that?
How do you generate that?
In your...
Excellent question. Do you know why you don't feel okay, safe, or loved? Because the people around you have made you feel that way. And because you have also acted in ways that has demonstrated to you that you're not loved by yourself. And so habit number one in the high five habit is we got to break the habit of looking outside of you for validation, love, support, and encouragement. Should other people love, support, encourage you? Of course. But when you locate the sole source of your validation, support, and love in the person you're dating, or in your family, or in your boss, or in your friends, you're not in control of it. And the fact of the matter is, as a human being, you need and you deserve support, validation, and love every single day of your life, just for getting out of bed and just for showing up. That's what the high five habit is about. It's about, taking a high five. What does a high five symbolize, everybody? The high five symbolizes, I believe in you. I celebrate you. We got this. Here's my energy. I'm giving it to you. Here's my belief. I'm giving it to you. I'm with you. We can still win this. Pick your head up. Get your head back in the game. Come on now. You're stronger than you think. The high five habit is making it a habit to give all of that stuff to yourself. You see, you're amazing at cheering for everybody else. You throw birthday parties, you help your colleagues at work, you help your family out, you celebrate your favorite sports teams. You're probably tuning into a football game tonight if you're here in the United States. You're going to celebrate. How about you give that to yourself for a change? Better yet, how about you make it a habit? So in the high five habit, and look, I didn't sit down and be like, okay, I wrote the 5-second rule. What's a book with 5 in it? I created the high five habit because the book starts with a really moment. I'm standing in my bathroom at home. I've lost my talk show. My book contract has been canceled. Every speech that I had for a year had been canceled. Our kids had their college experience imploded by the pandemic. And we were 2 or 3 weeks into being quarantined. And I feel like I'm in a financial free fall. My kids are having anxiety attacks. I'm having an anxiety attack. The world is upside down. And I find myself in my bathroom in my underwear without a bra on, brushing my teeth, and I catch myself in the mirror. And my first thought is, Jesus, you look like hell. You know, I honestly felt sad for the woman I saw in the mirror. And then I started picking her apart. The dark circles under her eyes, the saggy neck, one boob's hanging lower than the other. My gray hair is coming in. It's coming in right now, too. And then, of course, I started thinking about all the shit I hadn't done. Oh, I got up too late, and a Zoom call in 8 minutes, and the dog needs to be walked, and my whole attitude went down. And, you know, here's the interesting thing. If you had walked into the bathroom right then, I would have been able to turn and been like, oh, you feeling sad? High five. Come on. Let me tell you why today's going to be a good day. I could pick you up. That's easy. But looking at myself in a moment where I felt the weight of the world on my fucking shoulders and I looked like hell, I couldn't think of a thing to say to myself. I'm one of the most successful motivational speakers in the world. And when I need to be picked up, even I don't know how to do it. You want to know why? None of us have been taught how to support, love, and cheer for ourselves. You know you need to put yourself first. You know you need to be kinder to yourself. You know you need to, be loving. You know you need to put your oxygen mask on before you put it. How the do you do that? How? Your mom and dad didn't do it for themselves. Nobody's trained you on how to do it. And by the way, if you're a woman and you put yourself first, you're a selfish bitch. And if you celebrate yourself, you're cocky and nobody will like you. What the None of us know how to love and support ourselves. And so as sad as it sounds, everybody, standing there in my underwear without a bra on one sad morning, I literally raised my hand to the mirror and high-fived that pathetic, sad, overwhelmed reflection of mine. And let me tell you something. Something shifted in me. It didn't change all of the shit going on in my life. You know what it did? It changed me. For just a second, my shoulders dropped and I lifted up my chin and I thought, okay, I don't deserve what's going on, but I can face this. I feel alone right now, but you know what? At least I have my own back. That right there is the heart of the high five habit. That's how this whole thing began. And the research is bananas. You have to read this book, you guys. The research is groundbreaking. Groundbreaking. I would not ask you to do something stupid like putting your hands on your heart and saying, I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm loved, and tell you that it can help you repair your nervous system. It can help you heal your trauma. Look, I know trauma. I was molested by an older kid in 4th grade. I have woken up every day of my life since that incident, on edge, feeling like something was wrong. Do you know that putting my hands on my heart in the morning and saying, I'm okay, I'm safe. I'm loved. It is helping me heal my trauma because it is helping me repair my nervous system. For the first time in literally, what's 53 minus 8? 53 minus 8. 45 years? Is that the right math? I don't even fucking know. 45 years. First time in 45 years, I am actually starting to wake up and feel okay. These tools work. I write about them in the high 5 habit. What does Chris think? People want to know, what does Chris think? Basic meditation habit. Hold on a second. I want to say something about meditation because my husband is not only a yoga instructor, but Chris is also a certified meditation instructor. And I want to say something about meditation. You want to know the difference between meditation and the high 5 habit. You ready? Thank you for ordering the book. And everybody, please, 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 if you're ordering the book, get to high5habit.com because I'm going to take care of you. I have got 3 amazing bonuses for you that you can get anywhere in the world. Just register your receipt, any copy, any format, any language you buy this thing in. You get 3 gifts from me. And guess what else I'm going to do? I'm about to put a 4th one in. I am going to give you one of my favorite chapters from the audiobook for f***ing free with a special message for me. It's a huge pep talk chapter. It will literally put your hair on end on your arms. But so I want to say something about meditation. Meditation trains you to not react to your thoughts. That's what meditation trains you to do. A thought comes in, you're a piece of shit. That's what the thought is. And you don't go, you're right, I'm a piece of shit. Just go, oh, interesting. There it goes. Goodbye. You just let thoughts come up and you let them go down. You're training yourself in the science of not reacting to those thoughts, to separating yourself from the narrative in your head. Would you like to add anything? Oh, expert in meditation. No, seriously. I mean, like Chris is way more of a meditation guru than I am.
Well, earlier you talked about the importance of just being self-aware, and that's also just a fringe benefit of meditation, because the more you do it, the more you, to your point, you just become aware of these thoughts or messages or whatever may be flowing through your head, and just the act of being aware of it.
Okay, now let me tell you why the high 5 habit is a motherfucking game changer. You ready, everybody? You ready? What about tough love? I'm going to get you there in a minute because I think tough love is horse. Honesty and the high 5 habit are your winning formula. You will never change your life by beating yourself up. Does not work, period. Please explain to me how shaming yourself actually makes you feel motivated. It doesn't. All the research shows that when you're an asshole to yourself, tough love, hard on yourself, that it's demoralizing. Even Goggins, okay, who I love, I love David Goggins. Give it up for David Goggins. Even David Goggins has a positive, encouraging philosophy when the shit's hitting the fan. If you haven't read Can't Hurt Me, phenomenal book. And what is the metaphor he uses as he's running his 100-mile races and his feet are bleeding and he's like, basically ready to die as he's doing it? The cookie jar. He literally visualizes going into a mental cookie jar and grabbing a cookie, which is a positive thought about why you're running this 100-mile race. It's like a mental high 5. It's encouraging and supporting and celebrating you in going forward. He doesn't sit there and go, you motherfucker, pussy. He doesn't say that to himself. He encourages himself. You have to fight to believe in yourself. Life belittles you. Other people criticize you. You got to be your biggest cheerleader, and you've never been trained how. So this is where the high 5 habit comes in, and this is why it was different than meditation. Meditation helps you separate yourself from your thoughts. Meditation helps you become non-reactive to your thoughts. Meditation increases self-awareness. The high 5 habit and everything that I'm writing about in this new book, everyone, overrides the default negative programming in your mind. And it programs in positive and empowering programming related to you. Let me explain the science behind this, because this is crazy. And I can say this with this much passion because I've researched this now for over a year. I've talked to the world's leading experts in neuroscience, in habits, in human behavior. Everybody that I've done a podcast with, from Ed Millett to Tom Bilyeu to Dr. Daniel Amen to Lewis Howes to Jenna Kutchner to Almost 30, to, like, the list goes on. We're doing 60 podcast interviews. Jay Shetty is next week, Brendan Burchard, everybody. Dave Hollis is tomorrow. Fern Cotton in the UK is tomorrow. It's just going on and on and on. I mean, we've got Trent Shelton coming up. We've got Anthony Trucks coming up. Like, it's so many. Glow Antonum. I mean, just Hoya Webb. I'm going to just talk to everybody about this because everybody that hears it goes, holy shit, this is unbelievable, Mel. Here's why the high five habit is what you need. Think about what a high five means. And remember, the book is called The High Five Habit. When you buy it, go to highfivehabit.com. Buy it today. You need this book. This is the book you need right now because the last 18 months have beaten the shit out of you. So you now need habits of picking yourself up and encouraging yourself as you pivot and you move forward. So here's why this is so powerful. For your entire life, as you've been high-fiving everybody else, the gesture has communicated, I believe in you, I celebrate you, I see you, I love you, you got this, I got your back. All that programming is already in your subconscious brain. So guess what happens when you stand in front of the mirror and you look at yourself, the person that you criticize or you ignore, and you raise your hand and high five yourself? What do you think happens when you do that same gesture to yourself? Guess what? Your brain recognizes the gesture. It flips into your subconscious and goes, oh, we believe in this person. Oh, we love this person. We celebrate this person. It's freaking bananas. It shuts off your inner critic. In fact, it's impossible. Go to a mirror when we're done and try to high five yourself. Two things are going to happen. First of all, you can't be like, I suck, and high five yourself. It's neurologically impossible. Your brain will not allow it to happen because it cannot and will not associate that hand gesture with anything but I love you and I believe in you and let's do this. It's already programmed in your mind. The second thing that you're going to feel is resistance. You're going to think this is weird. And let me tell you something, that resistance is sad. That resistance is all of your shame. It's everything that's ever been done to you. It is all of your judgment. It's the fact that you don't think you are where you should be in life. And so as you're about to high five yourself, you're going to resist doing it because you don't believe you deserve it. And see, I'm here to tell you that's sad. And the other thing I'm here to tell you is...
So when you look in the mirror and you say, because I've done this, and you give yourself a high five, and immediately the thought is, well, this is so stupid.
Yes.
You're saying what's behind that belief that the act of giving a high five is stupid is actually your own shame.
Yes.
Disbelief.
Yes. Tell her, when you looked in the mirror, as you're starting to high five, because you're working on stuff, when you look in a mirror, what's the nasty ass shit you have said about you, Chris Robbins, for years?
Well, that doesn't...
Answer. Can you answer the question so people understand that even though we're a cute couple, which people keep saying, that Chris Robbins was a heavy guy. For years, you'd look in the mirror because your restaurant business failed and you feel like you had a failed career. You would see a person who what?
Was not good enough.
Was not good enough. Was a failure. Oop, the wind from the AC. Turning off the AC.
But
hold on, I want people to hear you say it because what would Chris Robbins think and say about himself?
That you're a failure.
You're a failure. So does a person who believes that they're a failure deserve a high five?
Of course not.
That's why you resist it, and that's why you say this is weird. It's because of your own opinion about yourself. Chris said he felt like a failure, which is why when he went to high five himself, it felt weird because you don't high five somebody that you think is a failure. So what I'm here to tell you is I need you to try it for 5 days. I need you to try it for 5 days. And yeah, I see. I need to make money. I need to do this. I need to lose the weight. Do you think that you're more likely to make more money and lose the weight if you're supporting yourself or if you're standing in front of the mirror beating the out of yourself? Huh? True. Yeah, I know. It's so obvious. It's a miracle that nobody. Laura's on day 2 of doing it. It's a miracle nobody has actually taught us this. Chris, what did you want to say, darling? I just wanted people to understand that this shit is deep. And even people that you look at that are like, oh, they got it all together. The stuff you say to yourself, all of us, it's terrible. So what were you going to say, hon?
No, I'm just drawing from this that if you, behind your suggestion is do this, but what happens is when you are doing it, often what goes through your head is, this is stupid, why am I doing this? And what you're saying is, look deeper, because what's behind that belief that it's stupid is one or many negative thoughts or stories that you have about yourself.
Correct. All of which are one story. I don't deserve a high five. I don't deserve a high five because I haven't done anything worthy of a high five, or I believe that because of my past, I'm not worthy, or nor do I deserve one.
Well,
And-
like this morning I got up
Yep.
and I gave myself a high five.
Oh.
And what went through my head was that this is stupid because I'm just giving myself a high five because my thought pattern was, I said I was going to get up at 5:30 to exercise. I did get up at 5:30.
Yep.
So I gave myself a high five for having gotten up.
Great.
But I still said, this is f***ing stupid. Why am I
Okay.
doing this?
It didn't feel good at all?
Well, no. I mean, yes, but I'm just saying that shaking that belief that
Yes.
this is silly
Yes.
is...
Do you know how hard, nobody realizes how watch this kid on the bike, sweetheart.
No hands on the steering.
Well, yeah, he's got great balance. He's like riding down the road, no hands on his bike, holding the phone in his ear. You are the hardest person I know on themselves. So I think if I get out of bed and exercise at 5:30 in the morning, I not only deserve a high five, I need a marching band to celebrate that shit. You're like, I dragged my ass out of bed at 5:30. I tried to high five myself, and now it's stupid because I should be doing this. Because no,
That's true.
bring a sense of celebration and enthusiasm. Support yourself, everyone. All right, we're about to pull into our house, and I've been ranting now for quite a while. I'm going to high five everybody. High five. High five. Literally, these people going, I hardly look in the mirror. Do it. Be with yourself. Come on. Do you realize you are the one person you will spend your entire life with? Start treating that person with the respect, worthiness, and love
That's a powerful
that you
thought.
deserve.
That's a good thought.
That's an amazing thought. But thoughts don't mean shit unless you put them to action, everybody. So promise me, 5 days. 5 days in a row. And if you get the book, The High Five Habit, please go to highfivehabit.com and register your receipt. Please, 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 please. I will save this live, I promise you. Please register your receipt because I got 3 bonuses for you already. I'm going to give you a 4th surprise one this week. We are also launching something called the High Five Challenge with this incredible app called Growth Day. The Today Show is going to launch it with us on September 29th. It's free. It's all of us doing the 5-day High Five Challenge together, sponsored by the app Growth Day. So that's part of this whole thing. So you better just stay tuned. Oh, good. I'm glad you got your first gift. I love you. Seriously, I believe in you. I do. I believe in you. And I sense something extraordinary is happening in your life. I do. I know these last 18 months have sucked. Now it's time for you to take control, and you're going to do it by empowering, encouraging, and supporting yourself every single day. Now I can believe in you, but now it's your turn to start believing in you. All right, everybody? High five.